How's it going, Star Wars CCG fans and players? We had a fun little 4-game tournament go on today, Ahsoka's Adventure, with the prizes being a Ahsoka Tano box from the new set of them. Gorgeous deck boxes. If you haven't seen them, definitely check them out on the forums. There are still a few available for donations. The donation program did end, but there were still a few available to obtain. And we're going to stream the final confrontation here, which is going to be Tom on his light side versus Dylan playing dark side. It is a 1-game final confrontation, and it should be starting any minute now here. They should be about ready to roll on it. As soon as the game starts, I will pop in and get to streaming. It was a super fun event, a lot of different decks. I know I played Flipping Endor Operations and a version of Obi-Wan Communing, and went 2-2, won my first 2 games, and lost a heartbreaker to Tom that felt real bad, as I made a mistake at the end. And then a game against Heisenberg where my deck just hated me. I'm going to be putting together a tournament report for those games, probably trying to do a stream it, watch the replays, and kind of talk about my play and what I was thinking about as it went on, and the whole 9 yards there. Just waiting for the game to pop up here. There we go. Ahsoka's Adventure Finals, Series 1. Watch the game. Well, like I said, Tom is playing his light side. They did just play this matchup earlier. Tom did win, and I believe he's playing CCG against the Thrawn deck. Yep. So we'll see how this goes. Honestly, today was a blast, being able to, take a kind of a lazy Sunday, play some Star Wars games against some fun players, and hang out. Was a blast. We'll see how this goes. Looks like Dylan is playing the kind of standard code clearance start with Thrawn. Tom starting Walkling, Aim High combo, and Phoenix Squadron operations. Dylan goes and grabs Veers with his Imperial Command. Like I said, this game happened once already. They played in Game 4, and Tom won a fairly quick game, so I don't know how long this stream is going to last, but we'll see where it all goes. Dylan's using Endor Shield to grab Ozzel Virtual. He already took Thrawn, so he's trying to get them all running. Let's see if he gets his Star Destroyer to Lothal and can start trying to make things happen right away. So he uses a great tactician to go get a site or system. Let's see what he's got here. I think you got to go system. I mean, putting more Lothal sites on table is going to be bad. Looks like you might have a couple options, or just figuring out what else he's got there, which Star Destroyer, if he can go get go get Chimera, or if he's got to do something with the Ozzel play, or if he's going. I mean, there's Kashyyyk. He didn't grab Piet, so I don't think he was doing the spicy Fondor start. Drops Imperial Enforcement, so this is going to be the straight Imperial version. You've seen occasional Thrawn decks that have run things like Shizor, because if you stack a 3 or 4 on the artwork card, his need to have ability 6 can get real obnoxious real quick. Same thing with Zuckuss in Mist Hunter. And Decree Virtual, probably not a huge card in this matchup. Basically, get the free Battle Destiny if he needs it, especially if Gold Leader and Gold 1 comes out to play here. He might need that one draw. Going Ozzel for the Star Destroyer. Ozzel V is a matching pilot for any Death Squadron Star Destroyer, so you can get, I want to say, Tyrant, Stalker, or Vengeance, and he goes and gets the Vengeance. That's, I don't think, what he really wanted to do. Dropping the we're in attack position now. Tells me he must have activated Chimera and throwing down Mahdi on Vengeance as well. That's a solid start. I mean, that's a good, it's a big ship, but I imagine Tom's going to go aggressively to Lothal here unless something changes. So Tom activates 9. Insurrection aim high to go grab probably Home 1 or Profundity Docking Bay. Again, you know, this is the finals of the Ahsoka's Adventure Sunday tournament that had some Ahsoka deck boxes up for grabs. I believe first place is getting one, and then there's a couple random spots that will get one as well. There'll be more of these throughout the year, probably with a little more warning. I know this one was scheduled somewhat quickly, and this has been super fun. Great way to go get a, you know, to get a shot at one of these gorgeous boxes that our graphics design team have done an amazing job of. As Tom's just throwing down all the generation. Went and got Tarkin Town with the 0-hour objective. Used Phoenix Squadron Operations to get Mandalore, and now he's drawing some because, I mean, Tom only had 8 cards in hand there. That's just totally unlike Tom. So, as our tournament advocate says, yep, there's going to be one random box because first and second are each getting one. So Tom and Dylan are each going to get a Ahsoka Tano box here. Pretty good way to spend a Sunday. And if you haven't seen the boxes, I know there's pictures of them floating around. You can see them on our Facebook page. You can see them on our Instagram. You can see them in the forums. I'm pretty sure they're floating around on Slack. The game has so many ways to be involved and get and do stuff now that it's awesome. As Dylan activates, throws down Chimera and Grand Admiral Thrawn to Kashyyyk to take advantage of the -1, I think, from Ozzel. Oh, no. And an Emperor Palpatine to the 2-0 site, just to try and make it a little harder for Tom to flip. Revert. Maybe we didn't want to throw Emperor Palpatine there. Nope, we did. Alright. So using the Great Tactician creates plans and going and grabbing Kessel. Keeping things moving here. I mean, Dylan's got a lot of cards in play and a lot of big things set up, but he's doesn't have a lot in hand right now. I think Tom's activating 15. He's got 19 force to work with here. That's a lot to start making things interesting. Going with Insurrection again. I expect we'll see Home 1 Docking Bay here. Trying to think. I think our next big event. We've got some big events coming up. Obviously, Worlds coming up this August in Morristown, New Jersey. The European. Oh, looks like he missed on the docking bay. So Dylan gets to verify and probably see a bunch of 7s. 3PO with his parts showing come out. European Championships, I believe, are in September, and the Europeans are already starting to run regionals all across Europe. And if you haven't had a chance to play with those guys, I've unfortunately only played with the ones that have made it to America. Great group of players, super fun group, super fun tournaments, and everyone, all the Americans who've had a chance to go over there come back just raving about the events, the people, and everyone involved. So definitely worth looking for. We've got the Endor Grand Prix coming up later this year as well. And lots of in-person stuff. I believe it's next week is Play Star Wars in Person week, as Tom does 0-hour things, dropping Kanan, grabbing a card, dropping Ezra, grabbing a card. Play in Person week. Get out, play some Star Wars with actual cards in person somewhere in public. Take a picture of it, submit it to Jared Napolitano via the instructions in the forum, and he'll hook you up with, I believe there's some foils, some foil V-slips out of it. And, you know, it's a great way to get Star Wars out and playing, as Tom gets the quick flip here by moving Ezra in front of Palpatine. Dylan using Masterful Move. I'm assuming he's going to go grab Gick. Oh! That's a little spicy. Kanan going for the sense on the Masterful Move. And the 5 is good enough to get there. All right. Feel like Dylan wasn't really expecting that one. Let's see if we see a Sense Alter Shield pop here. I thought it was a really fun tournament. Like I said, I hope the timing worked out for everyone. I know being Central Time Zone here in Minnesota, it was great. I rolled out of bed, ate some breakfast, started playing at 10 o'clock, staying late to do this stream, but everything will be done by 3:30, 4 o'clock-ish, and be able to hang out. So hopefully it wasn't too late for or too late or too early for all the folks in Europe. I know Peter's over in Switzerland, and so it's probably floating around 11 o'clock or midnight there. And so not too late, but it was an awesome time here. So you do see Dylan threw down that there is no tri-shield, and that's it. Dylan activates 14. I'm assuming we're going to see a pay 3 to drain for 2 and stack 1 here, as Tom starts cycling with his 3PO. Keep things moving. Yep, so drain for 3 and stack 1 on the art collection. Let's see what Tom stacks here, and then proceeds to lose. Losing Brave Little R2. That's... I guess he lost it from reserve. I don't know. Always scares me to lose from reserve, especially with a 14-card hand, because risking a 3 or a 4 there, that's just such a huge card. So all right. So I'm seeing in chat Peter and is starting to tell time maybe in 24-hour clock, and I don't know what that means. If it's 21:45, I think that's... Is it really only like 9:45 over there? Okay. For some reason, I thought he was a couple hours behind that. So Tarkin and Veers going down against Sabine. Sabine is going to dodge away to the 2-2. And that's all fine and good. Yeah, the tournament definitely went super smooth. I mean, it's great with the tournament software and running on GEMP. You know, you get all the games in quick, and then just an immediate, hey, here's the next pairings, get ready to go. It keeps things rolling quick, which is awesome. This, I mean, I'd have done 6 games, Peter, but I think 4 is a good number. So Dylan, I don't know if he's going to pick up a couple here, if he's going to move the Star Destroyers to Lothal. Yep, so he's moving Vengeance over to Lothal. Move Chimera as well, or keep Chimera at Kashyyyk, and now move them both over there and push the thing. Yep, Thrawn will be there, so it's the full drain of 2, and this is my ship is not immune to sense, and it was converted, so it should have a second icon there. Moving Thrawn over to flip ZeroHour back, which I think is a solid thing. He's going to have to move Veers with him, I think. I don't think with 1 card in hand you can't keep Veers alone there. And Veers and Thrawn is kind of a, you know, they forfeit for a bajillion or so, and drawing 2 Battle Destiny there. This, Peter, no one wants to play against the bots. So Tom getting ready to activate a whole bunch here. Dylan with only 1 card in hand he's got a lot of setup going, but kind of tempting fate a little bit here. Tom activates 17, I think, sitting on 20 force to use on a 13 card hand. This has the makings of bad things. Looks like Dylan's going Fanfare for Lost in Space, which hopefully allows him to keep Thrawn alive if that battle happens at Lothal. We did see at least 1 control tunnel vision from Tom, though, so that could be a or I think we did. That would make things interesting real quick. Tom throws down another site, uses this as my ship to get Ghost and Hera. So I'm going to start making things spicy at Lothal. Let's see where this all goes. I mean, Tom's ships are all immune to, or Dylan's ships are immune to 5 and I think 7 or 8. Yep, 8. But can't stop the Battle Destiny adders. Flipping ZeroHour back so he can add 3 to his draw if he needs to. The Phoenix Squadron probably go get Wedge. Oh, get Zeb to drop him in front of Palpatine. That could get spicy as well. Yeah. Throwing down secret plans just so he can't Unita to go get the dodge back so he can hide a little bit more around. I hope Peter's going to all the Euro events he can. I mean, there's a whole system of trains and stuff out there that can make things good. Luke, Rebellion's Hope, coming down at the capital, the Imperial Complex as well. Oh, and Wedge, Red Squadron leader. We're just going to see an attempt to just brutalize Palpatine right here. Probably go get Luke's gun, I'd imagine, with Rey. I mean, that's the way you just end this in a silly fashion. Let's see what he, I mean, I don't know what he got with Rey. Nope, not going Luke's gun, but that's a whole bunch of power, and he's going to cancel the Destiny that Palpatine draws, because you've got Wedge with Luke, and Luke is one pilot in Red 5, so he's a Red or Rogue Squadron pilot. And we can see where this goes. Tom, with This Is Our Rebellion, to peek at a card and probably just get the lowest Destiny out of there. As he draws Hera for Battle Destiny, and adds 3 to it. So it puts him at 25 power. So the trains in Europe don't run like the Swiss watches. They're not always perfect. As there's a Lost in Space for the draw. So you can go get it with Fanfare, and canceled with Wedge. So Palpatine's down 13 power if that one card wasn't a Gick. And Advantage going on Ezra. Advantage, a card that just kind of hadn't been in play for a long time. Ouch. As Dylan's peeling 13 cards to that battle. Advantage hadn't really been in play for a long time, and it's recently come pretty hard back into vogue as it creates a bunch of direct damage early on. You know, each opponent's move phases, you lose 2 force if they lost a Dark Jedi in a battle you won. Saw it in the Obi-Wan communing decks, in the Nationals, and it's a good good card right now. I mean, it's a popular card. So yeah, Dan, it's Tom Strother versus Timo Dusselin. Dylan versus Tom, 2 GEMP regulars. These are the guys that really missed out on an OCS being in April, as April took the month off from the OCS. These two would have already had, I mean, it's April 16th now, so they would have been done with their 12 games at most 12 days ago. And they might have gotten them in even quicker. These guys play a lot of games online and get a lot going real quickly. So Dylan just activates and starts the battle at Lothal. And Tom hyper-escaping away the ghost. Dylan grabs it, but it's not going to keep Ghost there. So blocked the drain, kept the card off of the artwork card, and now battling against Sabine. I assume we'll see in the dodge that he got back. Run again to probably move Sabine over to Tarkin Town. Unless he wants to, yep. Figure Dylan's only got 1 card in hand. He doesn't have a lot to come after him with. So Tom, who's still got 8 cards in hand, can always reinforce Sabine at some point later. And yep, Dylan's moving Thrawn and Tarkin over. And Tom's making him lose 2 to advantage. Decree is reducing it to 1. But it's still ping damage. And I mean, Timo's already got 17 cards in Lost. He's got 20 cards down and 1 in hand to Tom's 23 down and 8 in hand. Shuttling Ozzel down. Is he going to shuttle Mahdi down as well, or just count on Ozzel being able to hold his own there? Moving Chimera over to Kessel, which isn't a terrible thing, as it stops the, Ghost doesn't have 6 ability, and Tom may not have an ability 4 character to drop on Ghost and get around that, as Dylan picks a few up here I don't hate the Ozzel play just because a lot of Tom's characters are in play right now, but there's definitely still guys he could have in that 8-card hand. I wouldn't be at all surprised to see an Ahsoka come out here, and Dylan's leaving alone 2 guys who can't draw Battle Destiny on their own. That's gutsy. I mean, you're in a position where you're already well behind. You need to try and win, and you need to hope you got Tom on something that doesn't work as well as he'd like to. Tom only activates 13. So, and 3POing for a card. Not going to do a ton. I mean, he'll drain here, and then now he's activating the rest of his 19. Using Ray to grab the bottom card. So, draining for a couple at the complex. Using Tarkin's orders to cancel it. Yeah, Tom doesn't grab that. I don't think he's super worried about it. You know, he can probably take Lothal at any point if he wants to. And draining for 1 at the Jedi Temple. I assume we'll see Tom probably deploy a guy here as Dylan loses his other Admiral's order. I'm expecting we'll see a deploy and then probably a battle and a little bit of moving around to get the 0-hour flip back. So Leia coming down to join Sabine. Leia, who does fun things against a Imperial leader, she's going to cancel Tarkin's game text. And that's it's going to be rough. And Padme in front of Ozzel as Padme draws Destiny on her own. Han chewing the Falcon in front of the Vengeance. I mean, I think we're going to see 3 battles here and 3 bad outcomes. So starts the battle with Sabine and Leia. Going to cancel Tarkin's text. So Tarkin's just power 4 and drawing Destiny, or no Destiny. Using Decree, putting a Decree out of play to get a Battle Destiny draw. However, that does mean he's going to start losing 2 to advantage. But I'll be honest, I don't think the game's going to be going enough longer to get there. As you know, Tarkin, I mean, our Hall of Famer Chris pointed out, Tarkin's getting beat down at a town named for him. Like, that's not good. Like, that's not what he wants to have happen. I mean, he draws a 5 there, so that'll kill probably just Leia. I'd imagine Sabine is gonna be the one that hangs out, just so the 0-hour shenanigans up. Sabine, forgot about Sabine causing Dylan to lose a couple more force because she won the battle against an Imperial. And now Tom's forfeits Leia. Not a big surprise. And there goes Tarkin. And I assume we're going to see a battle against Ozzel as well. And Padme's just going to up. Tom's using Walkling to get back Leia. And Secret Plans forces him to pay 1. Not a huge issue when you're activating 19 a turn. So, I mean, Tarkin maybe shouldn't have gone back to Tarkin Town. He probably, could have instead hung out in his, somewhere else. Kept the, just put up a statue and not hung out. Oh, Timo trying to sneak attack to add a Destiny with Ozzel defending, and Tom's got the sense again and gets it again with the sense. So Padme is gonna get there. I mean, he does cause the sense in 2 loss and then the sense, but I think Tom's totally okay with losing 2 in the sense here to make sure he keeps Padme alive, takes out Ozzel, and just grinds Dillen away from having anything going on. And there's a 2 for Battle Destiny, which is definitely not what Tom really wanted, but doesn't really matter. Ozzel's going to die, Ozzel's going to cover, and Padme lives. I mean, Chris, I don't know if it was or not. I'll be honest, I haven't watched Rebels, haven't watched much of the animated stuff. I've heard it's great, and I need to check it out with, especially with the Ahsoka show coming out. So, but I think I was going to stick with Tarkin named the town after himself. So, that's... See, Tom's moving Ezra over in front of Veers and getting the flip. I don't love moving Ezra there. I think I would have moved Rey instead, simply because theoretically Dillen can get rid of Ezra, which would get rid of that advantage. So Dillen is dark side Dan, and Tom is light side. And I'm confused how you can't hear me. Everyone else can, so I don't know why you would mute me. You're losing out on valuable commentary. We've learned that I haven't watched Rebels, and that the trains in Europe are apparently not Swiss watch efficient, and that Peter wanted to play against bots because he didn't like losing to real people. That's really all we've learned so far. Dillen activating 6 here, leaving just a couple for us. He's only got 11 down. Draining with Chimera and Thrawn at Kessel. Tom moved the Ghost over to hang out with Honshu and the Falcon at Lothal, staring at the Vengeance with Mahdi, and that's definitely not what Dillen wants. Stacks a Were You Looking for Me on the Arc Collection, so it gives him a 5, and loses a Hera from reserve. But that's going to flip Tom as well. Throws down Tarkin with Mahdi, so he's getting 2 Destiny up there now. And so is Tom. Tom also getting a Destiny to power. A battle deployment to swap out we're in attack position now, so that'll lower Tom's power a little bit as well, because it'll reduce the power of both of his ships by 2, which isn't a terrible play. Starting the battle, great tactician, pitching the 5 to add 3 to his power, and using Tarkin to add a battle destiny up in space as well, and Imperial Command to add 1 more. So I think Dillen's going for the clear you out of space, and Tom with another sense for that Imperial Command. And the 5 is good, although that also means he's not drawing that 5 for Power Destiny, which isn't bad, and he's got to lose another 2 cards plus the sense. There went the Kanan that he knew where it was, and the Leia he welcomed back a turn ago, so he gets rid of some low Destiny, which is good. I think that was probably Dillen's sort of last gasp here to keep his try and draw 3 Destiny and just crack a total of 16 or 15 to take out everything in space. Tom draws a 5 to Destiny to power, so attrition's going to kill whatever it kills, and that'll basically wipe the So there's a 2. He's using enforcement to take that into hand and cause a redraw because enforcement no longer has the when you occupy less battlegrounds or more battlegrounds thing. So there's a 4. And let's see what else he draws here. 4 and a 5, so that's a 9. That's good and gets rid of 2 things. But it might just be, yeah, it's probably just going to be Ghost and Hera. And let's see what Tom draws here. I mean, Tarkin will forfeit for 9, Mahdi will forfeit for 8, but it's a lot. Ooh, that 1 is not what he wanted, but it's going to add 4 to it, so there's a 5 right there. The flip side of 0 hour is pretty spicy, and there's another 5, so that puts him to 10. That's going to cost Tom, or it says cost Dylan both his pilots, which is not the way he wanted this to go, I don't think. And then he's going to lose 2 to advantage during move phase. He's going to have to decide where to go with Veers, because that's not a good spot. And I think he's probably going to have to shuffle Vengeance and Chimera, or just move Chimera over and hope. Oh, there is the concession. Looks like Tom wins the event, goes 4-0, and then wins the final confrontation. Again, thank you everybody who's watching. Thanks to the PC for putting on the event. Thanks for Chris for setting aside a Sunday to run it. Hopefully next time he can play in it and run it, because as he's now starting to play cards again, happy to stream, happy to talk about Star Wars cards. It's always fun to watch games and chat and see what's going on. Again, definitely keep a lookout. The OCS starts up next month, and signups are available for that. Lots of stuff going on. The Play in Person week, the Retro event starts in a week as well, and that the money all goes to charity. Get the premiere through special edition, and if you're not sure what to play, or if you weren't playing back in that era, they've got some sample decks available on GEMP right now you can play around with, and just lots to do. So thank you all for coming. Thanks for sharing a Sunday with me. Thanks to everyone who played, and y'all have a nice day. Thank you, Tom. Congrats on the win, and have a good one.